G'day, my name's Nick Venardis. I'm a boilermaker welder by trade, and as a result of that, I got into customising motor vehicles and custom motorbikes. I've built a lot of cars over the years, and I still have a couple of vehicles at the moment. I've got a Kingswood HZ and a windowless panel van that appeared in Street Machine in 2017. One of my biggest builds I did was a two-door 1965 HD Holden, which was Australia's most radical custom, taking out quite a few trophies back in the early 80s. Around that neck of the woods, Mad Max 1 came out. Cyclotron came into that movie. From that point on, it disappeared until 1992. The owner approached me and asked me to completely rebuild the original Cyclotron. So in 1992, I received the Cyclotron in a disheveled state. I took photos of the bike so I can reproduce the artwork, and so then from that point on I went off to the sandblasters, got completely blasted. I did all the tin work and repaired it, restored it, and then did all the paint work. So as you see it today, and it's one of its final shows was at the 40th anniversary of the Mad Max event in 2019, it's still in incredible condition. So many years went by. After 1992, no more customising for a while for me. Fast forwarding to 2018, one of the Mad Max fraternities saw the trike I rebuilt in 1992. We had a good old discussion about it. He took some photos out of my album, sent them around the internet circuits, and lo and behold, a whole pile of Mad Max lovers got in contact with me, and we did a lot of talking about customised bikes, especially the Cyclotron. The owner back in 1992 commissioned me only months ago to rework and rebuild a new Cyclotron. This is an inspiration from the original Cyclotron. Try to build it as close as we could, but it's got some custom features on it that the original Cyclotron doesn't have, just to give it a bit of uniqueness. We didn't want to build just a copy. It was still an individual one. So the owner of this particular bike actually owned the original trike. So that's how we got together. He was at the 40th anniversary of the Mad Max and I was there, but we didn't meet. It was after that we got in touch. He got in touch with me, and as a result we commenced work on this trike. So the Cyclotron was a real big deal from the design point of view for this particular build. Lots of custom work on this. Every panel is handmade. Every panel is fully welded to the frame. The frame is fully welded. And as you see it now, it's been completely hand formed, and it's in primer, ready to be fully assembled. So we'll assemble it by putting all the engine in, the forks, all the running gear, exhaust systems, the whole lot, and now's the time to do it. So if we chip it or scratch it or need to modify something, we can do it without too much damage to anything. It's easy to repair it in primer. After it's all settled, everything fits and it runs and it works, then I bring it back to the workshop here. We'll actually give it strip it right down and give it a silver base coat, candy apple red paint job. Graphics which will be very similar to the original Mad Max Cyclotron graphics, except there'll be a mural on the rear end, which I can't talk about too much at the moment. It's a little bit of a surprise. And then from there it will come back and we'll reassemble all the gear ready for the road. The build wasn't actually complicated in the fabrication point of view. It was more complicated because it chewed up hours and hours of fabrication time and custom panel forming. Probably one of the toughest panels on this particular trike was this side panel. You notice on the side here it's got like a waistline that sort of sits just from the top down, around about 40 mil or so. That waistline that goes from the bottom to the top, and it fades in and fades out. And that particular panel was hand beaten. It's got a rolled shape in a vertical and a rolled shape in the horizontal ever so slightly, just to give it that pressed panel approach. One of the other key features on the trike is the actual air vents, which sit sort of central on the actual body itself. They're actually all made from individual pieces, cut at specific angles, fully welded and linished, and actually fitted into the bodywork completely and fully welded, then moulded over, so it gives it that nice smooth shape. The gooseneck is actually quite a complicated construction. It has a fair few vents in it on the back of these plates, which are fully welded in this front section, and also a section down here where the actual trike horns are going to be fitted. So there was a fair bit of welding and fabrication of all these little panels. There's lots of panels that were pressed, cut, plasma cut and fully welded and then moulded onto the frame. So it took quite a bit of time to actually put that together. Well, that's it for now. I've got a little bit more work to do on the trike. I'll keep you updated with the future progress.